Hello my dear students, here is again your computer Bonsam, and today I will show you again how you can handle variables, how the variables work and what is so special about them. Here again we had the same program like before with just console.writeline, but we keep it for the moment, and for the first time we are going to create some variables, in our case some int types. So int, as you know, means integer, and int variables can be anything from 0 to 2 billion. Let's say the first variable is first, the second variable is second, the third variable is third. Now, as you can see, I didn't state that the variables need to have a number. That is because we can select or we can declare what a variable's value could be in the runtime of the program. So in this case, we just have to say first equals, and then we can say 12, for instance, for a value which is stated now. If I press 1, you can see that the program creates hello mono world, but for the moment we can also show that the program, if I add first, gets the output of 12 like I said it before. Then we can say the same for second, equals 7, let's say 7 here. Don't forget the semicolon at the end, and then we can see that the second again creates a value. However, in the case of third, it doesn't work. This is quite simple the case because it hasn't been declared, and the other two variables, first and second, are never used. So what we need to do now is just say, okay, what is the third variable? And in the case of the third variable, let's say third equals first times second. So first multiplied per second, or first times second. And then in our case, we have first is 12, second is 7, and then when we run the program, we'll get 84. So as soon as you declare as a variable with a value, you can use them in any way you want. You are even capable of changing the variables as soon as they are already in the program. So here in our case, we can change the variable first. First equals third plus first. Now in our case, usually this doesn't make any sense. It's like saying x equals y plus x. This makes no sense in the mathematical sense. However, in the computer scientific approach, you can see that this doesn't create any problems. And if you look at first, let's see what happens then. So what happens is that we calculate 84, which is the value of third, 12 times 7, and then use this value of 84 plus the momentary value of 12, of first, which is 12, and then add them together to create 96. As you can see, it works like this for any form of arithmetics. We will learn about arithmetics a little bit later too. And for the moment, I want to show you what you can do with the variables which you have. So let's create a string in our case. As you remember, a string is a word or a sentence or something like this. Let's name this string word. As you can see, it hasn't been declared again. And if I write word down there, word, let's see what happens. Again, it hasn't been declared. Use of unassigned local variable word. So what we need to do now is say word equals, and then something like first. This again won't work because we cannot implicitly convert type into string. What we need to do is typecast a value into another value to use it. In our case, what we can do, there are two possibilities. We add some quotation marks in the beginning, followed by a plus. This shows that the variable word is assigned as a word, and then you can see that it works, or you can technically use it to change the value of first to string. ToString is a so-called method. We will learn about this also a little bit later. But for the moment, we will keep it like this so that it is understandable. Like I said, the most practical case is in fact just to write some quotation marks plus and then ToString. And as you can see, we can even compare and combine them with other string values. Like in our case, let's add some quotation marks with a space in it. So then we need to add a plus, and then we can say second. And as you can see, here we have second is 7, and then you will get the same value like this before. You can add any variable as much as you want, and you can even make them look like an equation. So let's try it. Okay, let's try it. Yeah, what we need now is another variable where we can say first alternative, int first alternative. Usually you do yeah, let's make the declaration up here. We always need a comma if we have some new variables. And now let's use first alternative equals first. So we add this here. Then we have the calculation. First alternative keeps the program like this. And now we do the rest so we can get the result which we want. Let's start with first alternative, then plus, then we add the quotation marks times for multiplication, and then we can add the next variable plus second plus again quotation marks times second plus plus again, we write plus now, plus, or just write the plus, and here multiplication sign, and then plus first alternative, and then again a plus equals, then a plus to the end. You will see that there is a little error. This is because I forgot something in line 17. Ah, I see. Here is a plus I was missing. And now it should be working. Nope. I've written it wrong. If you run, as you can see, if you run it, then it shows what the error is. But now, as you can see, as I've been running it, you can see that everything is working correctly. Now we also have the possibility to give some other variables in it, like let's say char exclamation mark. Here in this case we just declare it as the exclamation mark, and then we add it to the end of the sentence plus exclamation mark. And then you can see it should be working now. Sorry, I had a little bit of an error here, but as you can see, if I press 1, then you can see that everything is working correctly, and you can create your own variable systems just based on them. We are going to learn in the following lectures on how to use arithmetics and how to use the programming paradigms. And until then, I can't wait to see you creating your own variable programs. Your Computer Wundersamt.